looking for a fantastic new alternate investment in the real estate space, we have an awesome session for you. I'm joined by a great friend of mine, and this individual has been in the mobile park space since 2017, and his primary focus is the mobile home park investing. And George, without any further ado, how you doing, my friend?
Good, man. How you doing today out
Doing
there in
amazing.
Florida?
Yeah, I
Good,
mean, it's hard to have a bad time here in Florida.
for sure.
So look, I want to dive right into this. So, you and I have been jamming on a couple cool ideas that I wanted to share with everyone, which specifically around mobile home park investing. So, as someone who's been in this space for quite some time, why do you believe that the mobile home park investment side of things is like the best type of investment for people?
I just love it because of the ease of management, right? If you own apartments, for example, like you're all the tenants there, when you do the mobile home park investing correctly, you don't own the homes inside the park. You just own the land. So you're collecting lot rent every single month. People who live there are paying you their lot rent every single month. That's it. That's the bottom line. You're fixing up the common areas, you manage the common areas, you collect the rent, and that's it. And then you're just collecting the income every single month versus having to get phone calls for broken toilets, tenants, toilets, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I feel like, people kind of overthink the simplification of this, right? Where in the
Mhm.
multifamily properties, which I own a number of, there you get calls all the freaking time. Literally just got like three texts yesterday about a few of my different apartments for things that mean it's like super silly things. But in the mobile home park world, I love how you just said you kind of own just the land. You don't even actually even want the ownership of the homes, right? There's no value there. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Correct. Yeah, because it's just your expenses go up that much more because then you're the landlord for all these homes. So now you have, let's say you own, there's 50 lots in your mobile home park. If you own the homes and you have 50 people calling you, this is an issue, this is an issue, that's an issue, versus you just own the land, you're getting paid lot rent every single month. They deal with any issues that happen to their home. You're not getting phone calls on that at all. All you're dealing with is you're making sure the roads are nice and smooth, paved, making sure the common areas are good, the grass is cut, and that's it versus again getting phone calls from every single one of the tenants inside of there telling you that something's wrong with their mobile home.
Yeah, and then I've also realized that, the mobile home park world, on a price per unit basis, right, or price per pad in this case, right, instead of a price per unit when it comes to the multifamily, it's infinitely cheaper, right? So, overall, you're getting a much better price per unit, which can increase your returns drastically. So, I mean, what have you seen possible, because obviously I know you've been in the space for quite some time and you have a lot of friends who own a number of parks. I mean, what kind of, do you see a drastic return difference when it comes to these types of parks versus multifamily?
Yeah, it varies too because now it's getting more and more people are learning about mobile home parks, right? So it's getting very popular at this point in time. So you'll get one buyer or seller who you talk to, potential seller, and they say, "Hey, I was offered this, I was offered this, I got X amount of more phone calls." But it's not as saturated as the multifamily commercial space per se. So it varies really on what state you're in and where you're located. $20,000 per pad is like a good number that you're purchasing. 15,000 per pad is even greater, obviously, but it really varies on what market you're honed in on and where you're looking, just like with any other real estate form of real estate.
Yeah, and I like how we were also talking about the affordability, right? Like the demand is so freaking high for
Mhm.
affordable housing. How have you seen that support why mobile home park investing is so smart?
Yeah, I see so many people now over these last couple of years moving towards mobile home parks. Now, there's a decent amount of people, and I know a lot of people have stigma around mobile home parks, like it's trailer trash, cops, all that. That's not what it's like. There are some that are like that, but if you're purchasing correctly the right mobile home parks, they're not going to be trashy like that. But there has been such a higher influx of people who have nice cars, who have great jobs, and certain markets, like certain areas in Florida, certain areas along the coast, you're always going to see that. They're luxury parks. But even in the non-luxury parks, you're getting people who are coming in who just they don't want to pay higher prices for rent because their rent prices keep going up and the apartments just keep getting smaller. They can't afford a house, interest rates, they don't want to purchase a house, they don't qualify for a house. They want simpler living and they don't want it to be as expensive as typical real estate is. So they move themselves to the mobile home parks. Once they have the mobile home paid off, then they're just paying lot rent every single month. Now, lot rent can vary depending on what state you're in. It can vary from $200 per month all the way up to $1,500 per month, depending on where you're at. 1,500 is usually those nicer coasts, California, different things of that sort. But then they're just paying lot rent every single month, and that's it. They're not worried about paying $5,500 for a two-bedroom apartment or anything of that sort. Like they're golden with just paying their lot rent.
Yeah, and it's like it's especially with inflation going up and people getting really really hurt in the middle class. This is a fantastic option where people can basically see the same thing as home ownership, but in a way more affordable fashion, or instead of also just throwing money away when it comes to renting for an average average middle class family or lower middle class family. So I think it's a fantastic option for them as well. I also like the diversification of it, right? Like like we've talked about the idea where there is so much media around buying apartments, buying industrial buildings, buying these retail centers. There's not as much media, or very little media, at least that I've seen, around mobile home park investing. Do you have any idea why you think that is?
I think just because the stigma has always been there, it's been tougher there's just been a huge stigma around it with everything in regard to mobile home parks. Like if whoever's listening, if they hear mobile home parks, they think again, cops, trailer trash. So even for the investors to purchase mobile home parks, like that stigma has been there and it has been real. And there's only been a few people talking about it. So I think that's been one of the biggest things that have held people back, is the stigma around parks, thinking if I have a mobile home park, I'm not going to get paid by the tenants. They're not going to pay. They're trailer trash. They don't have the money to pay. That's why they're moving there. Those are people's thoughts, but that's not actual reality of the situation.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that stigma has really held over for quite some time, and I think that it's still a fantastic opportunity to get involved in the mobile home park world. And also, like, I just like the entry price point, right? Like, I think the entry price point is also going to be an incredibly affordable option for people who are newer investors, who are maybe don't have tens of millions of dollars to throw around, like like these huge institutions might, where because they're looking for class A, even like self-storage facilities, large industrial building, multifamily buildings. They're looking for these huge class A properties, and these are great assets to own that a lot of the huge funds are not targeting, right? Like they're only looking for the the massive like 2,000 pad units, where like a lot of the smaller stuff is up for grabs. So in regards to what we have in mind and what we'd like to put together, what do you think is possible for a team like this?
For a team like this, I mean, in regard to what we're looking to do, I would say in regard to like acquisitions of the mobile home parks and like how we're looking to go about it, we are shooting to, and with I would say like low numbers, 20 acquisitions with mobile home parks over the next year, 5 parks purchase minimum, 500 pads. So like that's what our target is for this business and how we're going about it, with the right systems and processes in play. And again, that's on the lower end. Like we can definitely shoot higher than that, but that's where we're at for that like quote unquote safe number and what we're looking to do with this business model.
Yeah, and we're looking for top agents in the areas. We're targeting some of the best areas, the best states out there when it comes to mobile home parks. We're looking specifically in PA, the Carolinas, North and South Carolina, and Florida, and obviously New Jersey because it's our backyard. So if you have, and if there's any agents out there that are specifically looking to dive into the mobile home park world, there's a lot of opportunity, not only with mentorship and, having all the systems and processes built out, but also having the major financial upside of even possibly getting some equity in these parks for the right types of deals, right? So there's a massive opportunity to build wealth overall, over the long period of time instead of just getting stuck in the sales day to day. So huge opportunity. If you're in any one of those states, it sounds like, this could be a fantastic opportunity for you to possibly get involved in the mobile home park world at the ground level, where, instead of having to rely on, a bunch of other people to, not maybe send you deals or, get involved and worry about raising money and all this other stuff, you can get involved at a very, very easy way. Basically having other people like getting involved as a limited partner in some of these deals with literally zero money out of pocket. So there's a lot of opportunity financially. I'm curious, I love that you brought up the 5 acquisitions. I mean, there's so many people that, again, that I know that have thousands and thousands of pads, right? And the cool part, like we had mentioned, there's not a lot of management to this type of business model. But the cool thing we were talking about is that there's also many ways to make money, right? When it comes to doing what we're looking to do, right? Besides just purchasing and acquiring parks, how else is there for these agents to make money?
Yeah, so brokering these deals, wholesaling these deals, there's so many different opportunities, especially with having a large network of park owners. So let's say there's a park that we don't particularly want to purchase, then we can broker that deal to another owner who we have in our pipeline. One of the cool things is for these agents is we're setting you up for success, and that's the bottom line. We have the systems in play, we have everything in play that's required. It's literally like plug and play once you join us in order to really skyrocket your results as well, and you're not getting stuck in that daily grind of like finding a home, finding a seller, finding a buyer, like this is setting you up for success where you can do it from the comfort of your home and really just plug and play our systems in order to get the results that we have set up for ourselves and set up for yourselves, and hitting these clear numbers and these clear parameters to let you know, like, this is, if you do X, you get Y. Simple as that. Versus kind of throwing a pie in the sky and hoping that something works for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally like walking into a system that is already working with or without you. And the fact of you being there, you just, there's the infinite opportunity of making money, right? So, yeah, huge opportunity. Like you had mentioned, not only are we looking to acquire these parks, but, for the ones that we don't think make a lot of sense, brokering and wholesaling them out. So there's really almost, no matter what comes along, we should be able to get it, make some money on any type of deal that comes along our path, which I think is a really, really lucrative business opportunity here, specifically around these mobile home parks. In regards to exactly specifically what we're looking for, again, is licensed agents in any one of the following states: is PA, New Jersey, North or South Carolina, and Florida. We found that licensed agents who know the game, who are local, are fantastic. Are the best fits, as well as they've been in the game. They maybe know a little bit about mobile home parks. They possibly have made some investments in the past, and they're looking to scale up their investment side. There's a huge opportunity to work with a machine that's already operating at a high level. So if you know anybody, or you or somebody that is looking to join a team that has already got the systems in place, make sure that you reach out down below. George, anything else you'd like to add before we rock and roll today?
No, just to touch back on, we're setting you up for success when you do join us, when you do join the team. We're setting you up for success. And the only way that we win is if you're winning as well. So just know that when you come here, that's what it's going to look like. And we're all about results. Henry and I are about results, taking action and making things happen. So if that's the type of person that you are, you want to get in, you're ready to go, you're hungry, you want to make things happen, then this may be a good fit for you.
And again, there'll be a link down below for you to apply. You can just fill out the application down below. You'll jump on a phone call with one of us, and we'll get you rocking. We appreciate you jumping on, George. Thanks so much, and we'll see you guys all in the next video. Take care,
Let's make
everybody.
it happen.